watching the North American Shuffleboard Championships. Bill Melton versus Darrol Nelson. Will be shooting red, and Darrol Nelson will be shooting blue. First weight's a short weight, dead center. Darrol Nelson lines up for left-handed thumb shot, and will he stick it or go past? Looks like he's choosing to go past and push the action to the end of the table. And if he can draw a miss early, then he'll be at a nice advantage there. But Bill Melton doesn't really miss. So he sticks that weight with a right-handed rail shot. And Darrol Nelson will most likely stick that deep one back. Winds up, shoots, goes right to it. Darrol Nelson keeps the action on the right hand. And you see how Darrol Nelson stuck that square using a thumb shot. Bill Melton just shot off the rail. Hits it off the side. Doesn't stick it. Darrol Nelson sticks the short one. Now Bill Melton will either hit this off or offer him two. My guess is he'll hit it off and make him lag. And Darrol Nelson has a clear board for the first lag of the game. Now, lag is the most important part of shuffleboard. This is where you score all your points. So you can score 1, 2, 3, or 4 here, depending on how well you feel the end of the table. And most games will come down to this very skill. So if somebody's lagging a little bit better one day, that's who's going to win. Now, Darrol Nelson finds the line. Darrol Nelson got a measure on that. He knows that he needs to go just a little bit deeper to score 2 points next time down the table. And that's going to affect his hand position and his body position and everything. But mostly, he's just going to throw it a little bit farther. And Darrol Nelson opens up with a right-handed thumb shot. Brushes back the edge of the table. And comes back 3/4 of the way. Bill Melton hits it off. Leaves his own on the board and pushes the action to the other side of the table. Darrol Nelson decides to shoot across the table with a thumb shot. You can tell he's very, very accurate with these thumb shots. Clears the table. Bill Melton lines up. And a right-handed jersey shot short. Looks like it's just at the, almost at the center line there. It's either be a right-handed kind of blast shot. And Darrol Nelson hits it, sticks it, brings it a little tighter against the rail. Bill Melton clears the table. Now Darrol can give him something to lag against, or he can throw it off. My guess is he's going to keep something working, and hopefully he'll feel like what a 2 is and force Bill Melton to stick him for 1. And he puts it in the way of his lag a little bit. Now, Bill Melton likes to lag freehand, it looks like. And he pops 2. That's where you want to be. So after 2 lags on clear boards, Darrol Nelson has scored 1. Bill Melton scores 2. Last time we were looking at this side, Bill Melton, his first weight went just about exactly where this one is here. So we may be watching, we'll see what Darrol Nelson does, how he responds to it. Last time he shot a right-handed thumb shot. I'm sorry, last time he shot left-handed thumb shot, and this time he's shooting a right-handed thumb shot. So he's challenging Bill Melton in a slightly different way, and he puts a nice big fat 3 down there. And this is a must hit. You can't miss this weight right here, otherwise Darrol Nelson will take a big lead in this frame. And that stick is no problem for Bill Melton. It's wide open with a right-handed rail shot. And Darrol Nelson's got that shot too. I wouldn't be surprised if this one stuck. Darrol Nelson likes that a little bit brought out on the thumb. Goes to it, and he hit it and rolled it to the other side, hanging halfway off the side of the table. Now this really puts that weight into play, that initial first weight, because that cuts off a lot of angles. See how close that weight came to it. No problem. Bill Melton hits him off. He's still got one working. Thumb shot. Sticks that one. And he sticks it dead center, which can be difficult to hit sometimes. Not for these guys, but for guys like me. Bill Melton hits it off, leaving Darrol Nelson with a clear board to lag again one more time. So last time Darrol Nelson lagged a 1. Got a measure. And he knows where that 1 line is. Winds up. And comes up to a 1 again. So it might take him a second to find his lag here. And Darrol Nelson will be shooting first. Score is 2-2. Bill Melton has an opportunity to take the lead with the final weight. And if he can take the lead here, all you need to do in a shuffleboard game is be the first to 15 points. You don't need to win by 2. So if he can maintain this 1-point lead through the rest of the game, then this could be the thing that seals the deal for victory for Bill Melton. And it seems strange so early in the game, but you see it time and time again where somebody just gets a 1-point lead and they go frame for frame from that point forward, and it was just the first person who scored that 1 extra point when it counted. And Darrol Nelson is playing the deep part of this table, all the way down to a 2. And this is a stick if Bill Melton wants it, or if he doesn't want to play with that one, you just fire at it, and like target practice, Bill Melton shoots, and the table's clear. Darrol Nelson gets another feel with his thumb, his left-handed thumb, across the table. And Bill Melton shoots a right-handed shot, fires it, and sticks. Now he stuck that. And Darrol Nelson with a left-handed thumb shot, very comfortable with those span shots. Sticks it and rolls it. Now that's a dangerous weight because Bill Melton can sort of stick and roll this for a 2. Might be an easier shot for him than if he just had to lag for a 2. and Bill Melton sticks and rolls to a 2. And the score is 4-2, Bill Melton. And he goes back to his short weight strategy, throwing one to the middle of the table. Darrol Nelson lines up for a left-handed thumb shot. And this is very close to the first frame here, where he took a left-handed thumb shot, put it about 3/4 of the way across the table. And last time this happened, Bill Melton shot a right-handed span shot and stuck it. This time he doesn't stick it. And Darrol Nelson has an opportunity to go past it again, potentially draw a stick where Bill Melton doesn't want to stick, or a miss. And Darrol Nelson sticks the short weight, and he's at the middle of the table. And Bill Melton sticks him back in the middle of the table. Sticking weights is no problem for these guys. And these are two of the greatest shuffleboard players of all time. In the 1980s, 1990s, and into the 2000s. Both of these guys have won first place and second place in just about every major tournament. And I think Bill, even going into the 70s, 60s, and maybe into the 50s. But both these guys have been the best players in shuffleboard just about as long as they've been playing. Now you'll notice Darrol Nelson is re-waxing the dry spots, as these two guys have been playing. A little bit of the powdered wax starts to come off of the table, and it makes your lag potentially catch up on the surface of the table. So Darrol just put a little bit of extra wax on there, and he's trying to find his first 2 or 3 of the game. He's lagging against one of Bill Melton's on the board. And Darrol Nelson lags a 1. And at the end of 5 frames, the score is 3, Darrol Nelson, and Bill Melton has 4. Now it looks like Darrol Nelson is going to shoot a free-handed shot. And he brings it right about to the edge of the envelope. Now, I believe he's trying to lure Bill Melton into a pass here based on his placement. If he wanted it to be deeper, he would have put it deeper. But Bill Melton will keep the board clean, and he won't take his bait. And it looks like Darrol's kind of cleaning off his weight there. A lot of times when wax gathers on the side of the puck, it could unintentionally cause a mishit that'll require a different strategy approach. Sometimes you might send your weight off or something like that. So he's making sure that's clean. He doesn't want to get any mush hits because he's very intentionally going to be doing something here. And he might just be considering strategy, thinking about if this is the time of the game to make a move. But it looks like he takes a right-handed shot. And he puts that right-handed shot just a little bit further than the last one, and in a slightly different position. Bill Melton fires and sticks it, and he pushes the action to the center of the table. And now I believe Darrol's making a decision. If he wants to stick it, he's going to stick it. Takes a right-handed thumb shot, hits it off the side at a good speed. And Bill Melton is protecting his hammer, which means that he's putting this weight out of the way so that if Darrol Nelson sticks it, which he did, then he'll still have a clean alley to lag on for his final weight, for the final weight of the frame. Bill Melton takes it free-handed. And it looks like he takes a one there. So the score is 5-3. Bill Melton. Now Darrol is still very much in this game, even though that he's been consistently lagging ones. He 1-2 or 1-3 will put him right back in this game. Now Bill Melton lags. He just puts a short one up, continuing with his strategy. Darrol puts one to the center. And it looks like he felt what a 3 is from that end for the first time since we've seen these guys shoot. And Bill Melton sticks it. This is a good opportunity for Darrol to stick this weight, or potentially block it and set up a larger frame. And he hits it off. I think he wanted to stick that though. And Bill Melton puts another short one up there. Sort of further blocking the angles that Darrol has to shoot across the table. And Darrol Nelson combos all of those off. Clear board. And he puts one just beyond the scoreboard. And the purpose of that weight is to, again, cut off angles. He knew that Darrol Nelson felt where that 3 was going through that spot, so he's trying to take that spot away. Looks like he might have. It looks like Darrol had to change his mind on what he had initially thought he'd be able to do. He gets it down with a right-handed thumb shot. Oh, and just like that, I think that's a 2 on the line. Darrol Nelson ties the game. And with the score 5-5 here, Bill Melton still has a slight advantage because he has the hammer at the tie. And Darrol Nelson puts a deep one down there. Yeah, I really am. Bill Melton fires the rail, shoots it off. And those fire sticks are a good way to keep the board clean. If you aim right at it, shoot it with speed, hit it even slightly off, at least you know what's going off. And your opponent doesn't have anything to wrap you with. And keeping the board clean is, you'll see, Bill Melton does it. Darrol forces him to shoot the other side. So he saw him shoot a right-handed shot real hard up the rail. Bill Melton chooses the right hand again to just go across. Hits it on the side. Now Darrol's going to give him something different to shoot at. Continually forcing his opponent to shoot from one hand to the other is potentially a good way to get somebody off balance. And that's a new spot on the board. I don't think Bill Melton has shot at the spot on the table quite yet. There's no problem hitting it. And for the final weight, Darrol Nelson will throw this frame. I think he wants to get a light 2 up there, and now it's a great shot. because Bill Melton has to stick this for 1, or he has to try to lag. I don't know what he's going to do here. Looks like he's going to lag past it. Wow. That might be 4 points. They're both going down to look at it. And if they need a call, they'll bring in an official. But Bill Melton just lagged 4. And that's how important it is to score with that hammer. Because when you take a 4-point lead, now Darrol Nelson just a tie to keep it at tie. He's got to put 4 points on the board, and with somebody like Bill Melton who can hit everything, no matter what, it's hard to build up frames that large. Darrol Nelson intentionally hit that up to that position there, and this is a classic setup where when somebody throws a short weight, you bump up that short weight. And he's trying to set something up to play with, to potentially strike a larger frame than he would have ended up with. So now Bill Melton's got, looks like 3 points on the table. Bill Melton has a short one and the long one on the table. And Darrol Nelson sticks the long one. Great stick. Now, Bill Melton doesn't miss very often, so I expect him to stick this. And Bill Melton owns the whole table at this point again. Darrol hits it off the side. Bill has that short one on the table. And he's going to want to keep at least 2 working here. So that Darrol will have to lag in a difficult spot. So last time he put it towards the center to cut off 2 alleys. And this time he puts it more to his right-hand rail. And now that he's got 2 weights on the rail, it's forcing Darrol to shoot from the center of the table, either freehand or with a thumb shot. Oh, and Darrol lags off against 2. And that puts Bill Melton at 11-5. Bill Melton marks up his points. Now, one way to think about this game at this point is that Bill Melton only needs to score 4 points, where Darrol Nelson needs to score 10 points. So you're going to see at this point potentially Darrol Nelson gambling a little bit more, and Bill Melton doesn't want to give him anything to work with, so he throws the first weight off. And it becomes a much more of an issue of protecting the score at this point. So Bill Melton is going to be very efficient. I think that we can anticipate that at this point. He's going to be knocking everything off. Darrol Nelson's going to be gambling just a little bit more to try to get larger frames because he needs it. Bill Melton can close this game out, as you saw, in 1 frame with 1 lag. So we'll see how this goes. Board stays clear. Darrol Nelson throws from the right-hand side, just a little bit off the rail. It's a good amount of spin. Looks like it's going to come back towards the center, just past the emblem there. Actually, looks like it's just before the emblem. And a right-handed blast shot from Bill Melton. Keeps it tight against the rail. I don't even think he wanted to do that, to be honest. Anything on the board is too much at this point, and Darrol hits it off. Bill Melton throws a free-handed short middleweight. Darrol Nelson, of course, has the hammer again. This is his second hammer. This is the first time he's lagged on this side of the table. But we saw earlier in the game he was able to actually put a couple of 2s and a 3 down this end. So he has a feel. He knows what he has to do. Can he get it down there? Looks like he just came right up short. And the score is 6-11. Bill Melton has the lead. Bill Melton has the hammer. Last time he lagged a 4. Darrol Nelson's going to try to set something up here. So if Bill Melton accidentally sticks this one, then Darrol can wrap one around. And no accidental stick. Darrol throws to the other side of the table, more towards the center. Now on a weight that you want to draw a stick on, the more board that you leave on either side increases the chances of you sticking it. So I like that he kept it to the inside off the rail a little bit, so that if he accidentally sticks it, he's got a good amount of space to work with. And there it is. That's exactly what he was looking for. Darrol Nelson's going to rack this weight right now. I think he sees it. It's probably going to be a baby span shot. And the release. Did he give it enough gas? Looks like he came up just a little bit short, but now they're playing a game where there's a lot of action on the board. Bill Melton could choose to go around this right now. He could bump his own up to remain covered. He could just blast everything off with a combo if he wanted to. But I think that he sees this as an opportunity to win. So that puts him on 12. If he buries a 3 in there, then he wins. Now for that to be a bury, he's got to completely make it curl in behind both the red and the blue. And ideally, he's going to be deeper than the blue on this one, deeper than his own weight, that is. Shoots it off the rail with the jersey. The jersey's the twist there that you saw him put at the end. And that weight is floating. Wow, all the way down. 3 points. That looks like game on the board. However, it's wide open. Darrol Nelson can stick this with the right shot, with the thumb shot. I think he knows that. Darrol Nelson sends it. Oh, he needed that to be a stick. Bill Melton has one. He can put another deep one in there. And he goes around and lags a 2. Bill Melton is on 14 points. Darrol Nelson is on 6 points. Darrol Nelson's hammer here. Bill Melton is an interesting way to find out how to close out a game. Is by watching these two play. Bill Melton doesn't leave anything on the table because he doesn't want to give Darrol an opportunity to get back into the game. And Darrol's probably going to leave one sort of by the emblem, trying to draw a stick that he can go around and potentially steal some points here. Some extra points that he otherwise might not have gotten. And Bill Melton clears the table. Free-handed shot down the center. And just about to the same spot as the last shot. Bill Melton's going to take another hard right hand at it. And he accidentally stuck that one. That was exactly what Darrol was hoping for. That was supposed to be a shot that blasted it off. And you can tell by his body position that he's not completely thrilled with that. Darrol might actually go past that. And a right-handed shot. I'm sorry, left-handed shot. And there's a little bit of cover on that, but it's still open. And for a pro like Bill Melton, he knows what to do. Oh my word, he missed it. Bill Melton missed a weight. And Darrol has one deeper. This is giving him an opportunity to really bury one here and potentially get back into this game. Sets his body up, free-handed position. And very smooth shot. Floats it in. Goes for the bump. And Darrol's got two working, 2 ones. So the score is 14-8. Darrol Nelson, left-handed thumb shot. And he sets up the action in between the 2 emblems for the Shuffleboard Federation and the North American Shuffleboard Championships. Bill Melton keeps the board clean. And another lure at a setup, just at the 1 line. Bill Melton will more than likely try to just hit this one off. And he hits it off. He really wanted that one to be off, you can tell. And this gives Darrol an opportunity for a steal here. And he's going to either try to bury one in there or potentially set up on that and just get it real close so that in another weight he can bump it off. And I think he wanted to stick that. So both of these guys are shooting shots later in the game here that aren't going the way they wanted it to. That's game on the board. Bill Melton has game on the board. So Darrol can either shoot past it, shoot a deep one, and force Bill to aim at it, potentially miss it. And like I said earlier, Bill Melton doesn't miss very often. And that's what he chooses to do. So now Bill Melton has that short one on the table. All that he has to do is just hit this shot off, and he wins the match. This is the 3rd game of the match, and it looks like it's going right to it. And Bill Melton closes the game out. Like gentlemen, they shake hands. And these 2 guys are 2 of the greatest champions of all time. Bill Melton will advance to play Kelly Cameron. Final score 15-8. Bill Melton.